We're back after some technical difficulties with April Nossen making the score 2-0. Slotting a left-footed effort through the legs of Annie Leyland. So the Western Devils are really cruising now, and it's on the onus of the West Coast Cobras to respond. Murray, poor ball by Kontinabali, but Nossen doesn't hit this effort as well as she did the last. Kontinabali out wide. Cochrane. Silva. Murray. And the ball through by Murray, looking for the runner Cochrane, but can't quite find her. Becky Musial to restart play for the Western Devils, giving it to Waltman. Waltman in the centre to Nossen. Nossen's ball through, looking for McCartney. It was the right idea, but the execution needed to be perfect, and it wasn't quite. Cochrane, reverse ball, Kontinabali, back out to Cochrane. Brady. Through ball, looking for Kontinabali, but Waltman does well to intercept, and it's a side ball, I think, for the West Coast Cobras. Waltman appealing. Kontinabali gives it to Silva. Silva looks through the centre. Flicked on by Cochrane. McCartney clears into Brady. Kontinabali looks to win it back, and Cochrane fires off the right. Musial gives it to McCartney. McCartney in the centre looking for Borman. Waltman trying to keep it in. Waltman with the kick in on the left, out to Borman. Borman back to Waltman. Kontinabali hot on her tail and puts it into touch. Now McCartney centres it to Nossen. Nossen out to Waltman. Waltman looking over the top, but just behind the runner Nina Borman ever so slightly. Cochrane to Silva. Silva looking for the through ball, but it's given away to McCartney. Nice feet to evade the challenge. Borman, Waltman now. Resets play, Borman reverses it to Nossen, who looks down the line, but couldn't quite pick out Kim McCartney. And just touching on the next game, it will be Phoenix FC taking on Footscarves. So two teams that had a 1-goal loss in round one to the top two place sides from last season will be looking to take their share of the points up for grabs. So it should be an exciting contest, and followed by the game of the night, the Northern Hawks against Alliance. And some late news with Alliance bringing in some big names. Rumours of Lucas Mello and Daniel Mazzarelli debuting for the side. Annie Leyland getting restart here. Gives it to Brady. Brady in the centre. Cochrane. Cochrane cuts inside. Nicely done, but giving it away. And McCartney's final ball too heavy. It's a wake up back on now. She gets on the ball immediately. Centres it to Cochrane. Cochrane loses out. Buxy. Waltman. And McCartney. And looking down the line for Nossen, but just couldn't connect. Silva to Brady. Ranieri directing traffic, wanting Brady to make that run down the line. But Musial will get us restarted here. She goes long for Buxy, flicked on by Ranieri. All the way back to Leyland. Silva, Ranieri again, back to Silva. Ranieri Brings it inside. EJ Silva. Waycott. Ranieri in the center. And a lovely touch by Brady. A real chance to score. But a great save by Musial. Ranieri did very well to get him behind. And a lovely touch by Brady. A real chance to make this stop. And now the Devils almost getting behind up the other end. Oh, it came back off the post and into the arms of Musial rather. So maybe a little bit fortunate. EJ Silva's ball looking for Brady making that run. Cut out by McCartney. Ranieri. Again one back by McCartney. McCartney driving center. Looks for the ball to Nossen on the right. And now Brady's away. What a game she's having, the youngster. Waycott just dribbles out of play. Promising signs for the Cobras of what's to come in future years. EJ Silva and Sam Brady really standing out tonight. Coral Buxley with the ball on the right-hand side. Kicks it into Coughlin. McCartney centers it to Buxley. Nossen. Ranieri gets there first. And 11 minutes left in this contest. The Devils hold a 2-goal lead. Can the Cobras peg their way back into it? Buxley. Waycott. Loses out to Nossen. And tipped over the bar by Leyland. It was a good save to react after taking a deflection off the boot of McCartney. And the Western Devils will have a corner on the right. Coral Buxley will bring it in. Up the line to Nossen. Nossen cuts in on the left, but not going to beat Ranieri. Buxley again. Nossen off the right this time and flashing past the back post. Leyland will get a chance to restart. Ranieri. Now Frankie Murray. Ball a bit behind the runner, Waycott. Across to Ranieri. First time ball. But one back by Buxley. Driving forward now is Coral Buxley. But well defended there by Frankie Murray. Uses her body well to shield. Ranieri looking over the top. But McCartney will get it back from the sideline into Coughlin. Now Baker. McCartney chips her forward. Looking for Coral Buxley's run. Just wasn't quite on the same wavelength as the number 29. Ranieri. Oh, lovely ball through. Well controlled by Silva, who's driving forward. Back post ball. But into the side netting there by Stephanie Waycott. A really good piece of one-on-one skill by EJ Silva. Working it to the back post nicely. But unfortunately for the West Coast Cobras, Waycott couldn't add the finishing touch. Coughlin now gives it to McCartney. McCartney to Baker. Baker looking to turn Silva. Silva holds her ground. Maybe did a bit too much there, Baker, but she still held on to it. Clears it in the end. Leyland. Ranieri. Crossfield. Buxley. Out to Baker. Looking for the back post. Still going here, Baker. And fires with the outside of the right, but it brushed the heel of Murray on the way through. The Devils will have a corner. Lauren Baker to take it. Coughlin's up the line. Taya Coughlin strucks it off to the left, or off the left. Looking for that back post. But it was blocked by the Cobras. And Coughlin gets in the way. Last touch off Kim McCartney. Now the Cobras can look to break. They've got numbers forward. Ranieri down the line. Waycott, lovely feet. Still Stephanie Waycott. Silva just can't get there. And Becky Musial releases Waltman, who's come back on. Waltman across. Lauren Baker looking over the top, but this time it goes all the way through to Leyland. Ranieri. Silva. Now the Devils press. Waycott looks over the top. Murray does well to win the sideline ball. Waycott centers it, looking for Silva, but Waltman wins it back, and now a chance for Laura Waltman. Releases McCartney with the toe poke. They can't beat Leyland. And Leyland over the top. Just couldn't get it over the final defender. Baker heads it down. Here's McCartney. Plays it inside to Waltman, who stumbles over. Buxy out to McCartney. Fires off the right, but couldn't find the bottom corner. Ranieri. Now Murray. Waltman finds a way through. Still going Waltman. Back rolls it, but couldn't find a teammate. Baker. To Buxy. And now McCartney, who wants the one-on-one. Looks for the 1-2. Kim McCartney. But they've got a corner now, the Western Devils. Can they extend their lead? Baker and Waltman up the line. Waltman will be tipped to shoot off the left, and she does, but couldn't keep her effort down. They're calling for a deflection. Leyland gives it to Ranieri. Ranieri plays across. Silva, touch has to be good. Ranieri clears. Waltman tries to beat Cochran. And it's a foul on Laura Waltman by Shelby Cochran, the number 4. Restarts with Buxy. Buxy to McCartney. Tries to beat Ranieri. Fires off the right. Leyland. Murray plays first time. Ranieri looking for the ball through. Waltman telling Musial to come get it. Waltman, now Buxy. Back to Waltman. And looking for the ball over the top. Just couldn't quite keep it in the field of play. Contention. Silva to Murray. Murray driving forward. Down the line to Contention. In the center. Silva looking out wide. Cochran made the run too early. As the goal scorer for today at Brunosson. Back on for the Western Devils. And she wants the ball in deep. Waltman tries to find her. Murray does enough. Silva. And it's a timeout by the West Coast Cobras. Devils lead 2-0 with 3 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. We'll go to a quick ad break and be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. And it looks like the West Coast Cobras are going to go fifth man. They've got to roll the dice here. EJ Silva plays at the back. Contention on the left. Brady on the right. And Leyland and Ranieri in the corners. They've given that one away. Now we'll have to look to press and win the ball back. It's Borman. Baker. Buxy rather. Back to Borman. Borman looks to chip forward to the feet of Nossin, but headed away by the West Coast Cobras. Waltman. Borman plays at centre. Tries to find Nossin, but the ball bounces off her shin and out. Silva. Contention. Back to Silva. Contention again. Leyland. And the ball still somehow stayed in. Silva. Ranieri. Down the line. Brady squares it. And they've got a corner. Ranieri. Across to Brady. Silva rather fires and Musial catches. Musial to Borman. And Borman just panicking under pressure and giving it away. Ranieri, Silva, Contention, across to Ranieri, down the line, Brady, flicks it over the top. Musial, is she going to have a shot? She does, but never troubling. Didn't get it high enough, and the clock stops with 1:52 left. Waltman. Waiting for options. Gives it to Nossin. McCartney back on now for the Devils. Waltman finds Borman. In the middle for Nossin. Toes it on. Borman. First touch needed to be better. Leyland to Silva. And the Western Devils pressing. Could be costly for the Cobras, but Silva does well. Contention down the line for Leyland, but given away. Nossin to Waltman. And Waltman flicked on by McCartney. Nossin trying to get there. A good save by Leyland, but the referee said the ball was already out, so the Western Devils have a corner with 1:16 left on the clock. Up the line, Waltman fires off the right, held well by Leyland. Leyland going over the top, but just couldn't find Contention's run. And the Devils will restart. Borman in the centre. Nossin plays it out to Waltman. Waltman driving through traffic. Nossin's on the left. But Leyland saves it again. And gets it restarted quickly. Contention trying to beat McCartney. McCartney wins it off of her. But McCartney's ball behind Nossin's run. Now the Cobras are rolling the dice with the fifth man. They need a goal quickly. Ranieri doesn't have time to waste. Down the line, and Contention would have been in space if she had a found, or if the pass would have been a bit better, but nevertheless it's given away. Waltman chips it forward. Nossin didn't know it was coming. And it's given away again. Now Borman's up top this time. Nossin makes a run down the line, and Waltman looks for it. Waltman on it at the back here. Tries to take on Contention. Lovely ball down the line to McCartney. Into the run of Nossin. Can she snag a second? Silva with 15 seconds left. I think the Devils have done enough. They've just got to keep possession, run the clock down. Borman. Contention wins it off her. One last chance for the Cobras. Well done there by Becky Musial to stay alert. And 5 seconds left on the clock. Silva. Got to fire one off quickly. It'll only be a consolation. Contention, but that's a final whistle. Western Devils 2, West Coast Cobras 0. Laura Waltman scoring in the first half. It was that Brunosson that added to the lead in the second. And we'll just have a look at the stats on screen, but be sure to join us in a couple of minutes for Footscarps versus Phoenix FC in the men's Supa-Liga, followed by at 9:30 p.m. the game of the night, Alliance against the Northern Hawks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with other coverage in just a couple.